Welcome back, dear viewers. For more on this issue, we are delighted to be joined over the phone by His Excellency Ambassador Youssef Zada, former Assistant Foreign Minister. Good evening, sir.
Thank you and all the viewers.
It's a pleasure having you with us on Nile TV International. So, Your Excellency, the U.S. President Donald Trump threatened Russia with steep tariffs and announced providing Ukraine with billions of dollars of weapons to reach Ukraine. So what are the factors leading Trump to reverse his previous skepticism and approve military aid to Ukraine?
Yes, a very interesting question. I served as an Egyptian ambassador to Ukraine before, so I know this country and I know its policies. Now, we all viewed President Trump's hesitant policies around the Middle East with his neighbors, Canada and Mexico, and other areas of the world with NATO and so on. I'd like to go back to February 28th when Trump berated Ukrainian President Zelensky in front of the global news media, declaring that he has no cards, and we already have seen this, and effectively no choice but to sue for peace with Russia and largely on Russia's terms. Now, shortly after that meeting, we all remember the U.S. announced a temporary pause on all military and intelligence support for Ukraine. Now, back to July 14, yesterday, he met with Secretary General of NATO. We've all seen it on TV, and Mark Rutte, and they announced significant new cards for Zelensky in the form of billions of dollars in military equipment, including advanced anti-air systems, and also be paid for by NATO countries and not the U.S. Now, the new sanctions on Russia is to go into effect after 50 days, actually, from now, on condition that the Russian President Putin continues to prosecute the war. Now, Trump has criticized the Russian President in unprecedented terms in recent days and signaled he'll send vital weapons to Ukraine. But he's also given Putin plenty more time. I mean, 50 days, let's see, before really dropping the hammer with economic punishment. I was watching CNN yesterday, and Trump was saying that he schooled a lot of people. He's talking about Putin. He said also at the White House that he fooled Clinton, Bush, Obama, Biden, but he didn't fool me. So that's the exact words of President Trump. Now, as of this month, President Trump's position on Ukraine is notably assertive and has evolved recently towards more active support. He has announced an aggressive new plan to supply, as I said, Ukraine with defensive weapons and all that to be paid by the European allies. This represents a shift, really, from his earlier stance of providing only defensive weapons to avoid escalation. Trump has expressed strong frustration with President Putin's stance over the war, ongoing deadlock, reluctance to agree to a ceasefire. He has warned Russia of imposing severe tariffs, as I said, within 50 days, and these tariffs could be as high as 100%. He said that. And he may target Russia's allies as well, signaling increased economic pressure tied to the conflict resolution. Now, despite this more aggressive military Trump, I'd like to see that Trump continues to emphasize his desire for negotiated peace, on the other hand. I mean, earlier this year, Trump promoted immediate negotiations between Russia and Ukraine, conditioning U.S. support on gaining security for our money. He said he suggested Ukraine should provide collateral such as oil or gas, assets for financial aid. Now, he also indicated that Ukraine needs to prepare for a deal to end the war, reflecting his pragmatic approach to reconciliation, even though he has criticized ongoing fighting and destruction in Ukraine on many occasions. We've seen that also on TV. So, to make things short, Trump's current position combines escalating military aid to Ukraine through NATO countries to pressure the Russian president for a ceasefire, along for diplomatic negotiations to end the conflict.
So this is not a real escalation, it's just putting pressure on the Russian president to put an end to the war and reach a ceasefire. Thank you so much, Your Excellency Ambassador Youssef Zada, the former Assistant Foreign Minister. And dear viewers, we'll have a short break and we'll be right back.